Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Mac Merlin build stream. Hopefully everyone is doing great tonight. I see a YVR. Hopefully it's pronounced Yever, Wyver, not really sure. Shadow Taker, Gazug, and Crucified Poo. Thanks guys for joining in so early. But yeah, this is a $159 board. Keep in mind, you do have to have a KBD67 Lite internal. So in reality, this is going to be about 200 bucks or so. And I'm also noticing that this is the original Blade 65. So hold on, Blade 65 R2. There we go. Blade 65 R2 is an all-inclusive kit for $289. You have your choice between violet purple, pine green, light blue, black, gray, burgundy red, e-white, and e-beige. The unit that I'm building tonight, like I unboxed on Tuesday, is a light blue. Be Wonderful says, I'm hyped now, I've been eyeing up the blade, so it'd be nice to see a build for it. Yeah, for sure. I'm very curious about it too. Like, you know, you do have your choice of the V3, which is a more classic looking 65, if I say so myself. And then, of course, you've got the blade. I got the light blue variant. Light blue actually looks more like a grayish blue. So yeah, this is what we're building tonight. See, it's got that nice skull brass logo on the back. On my unboxing stream that I posted on YouTube, I had quite a few people saying that they would have loved it if it wasn't for the skull. And I can totally agree with that because it makes it look very metal, very hardcore, you know? Not everyone is into that these days. There we go, we got the PCB. As usual, I have pre-populated it with stabilizers, so we don't have to do the stabilizers this time around. So yeah, a couple things to put on before we build it with the Gateron X's. Yeah, a couple of people have been asking me about my Gateron X switches, and honestly, they are advertised as smoother Gateron yellows, and because I lube all of my switches anyway, the difference is very negligible. Like, people have said that it wobbles less too, but I'm like, don't know. Can't really feel the difference, especially after lubing. In terms of sound, it's fine too. You know? See, the Mega Sean says, what did I just walk into? You have walked into a build stream of the KBDFans Blade 65, a custom keyboard currently retailing for $289. Yeah, they look exactly like Gateron yellows. Like the only way you can tell the difference is by looking at the bottom. And really, there's not much different there. Put on the polycarbonate plate. And once I've done this, I've practically built half of a KBD67 Lite. Gan says, don't know if you already tested this, but does the Blade 65 fit in the KBD67 Lite carrying case? I imagine it doesn't. Now, why don't we test that right now? Why wouldn't it? Because it is wider. It's wider, and I think it's a little bit longer as well. So you guys can see for yourselves once I plop it in. Yeah, it doesn't really fit. Yeah, I think it's because of the bulge over here on that side right there. Well, I guess you could force it in. Okay, no, you can't force it in either because it's longer. Yeah, it's not possible. Nope, does not fit. This is what I don't like about KBDFans cases. When you take out the lighting, right? It is the thinnest case I have ever seen in this hobby. This would not protect your keyboard at all, especially if you put the blade in here. It's just gonna rattle all around. So yeah, not quite the best. Right. Okay, why does that not fit? It's not in all the way. Yeah, I guess every other KBD67 Lite type board I've built already had stuff connected, so I didn't have to worry about putting the screws in. Let's see, Mega Sean says, question, any options for a nice gasket 60%? The most popular one right now has been the KBD67, oh sorry, the KBDFans D60 Lite, but that hasn't really been shipping lately. The other one is the Kara. Actually, I'm not sure if the Kara is gasket. Is it gasket? I think it's gasket. See, Megashawn says, I own a Kara, love it, want more, looking for something in an aluminum case, watched a few reviews on the D60. Everyone seems to say it's as hard as a rock, not flex to it at all. Yeah, I was expecting the D60 to feel like this, but in 60% format. It's a lot stiffer than this, which was very surprising. Very surprising. I did not even, yeah, I was very excited about it, and once I received and built mine, I was like, not really liking it. On top of it, it sent me the HHKB variant. I am not an HHKB user, so, you know, even if I did end up liking how it felt or sounded, there was very little chance that I would actually use it. So that's the unfortunate aspect of it. And the final switch. Oh, no, wait. One more switch there. And we can test out the board and see if it all works and everything. There we go. Board done. Go plug it in. See if I did this correctly. And, you know, I'm even going to use the KBDFans provided USB cable. That was fast. Yeah, I know. Usually when it's hot swap, it doesn't take long. Like what? I just began the stream roughly 35 minutes ago. Ooh, it lights up. Here, let me open up a VIA. And VIA's not detecting it quite yet. Let's try again. Come on, VIA. What's wrong with you? I need to go find the appropriate JSON file. So let me just load that up right now. Hopefully I can find it. KBDFans. We want the Rev 3, and Rev 3 doesn't seem like it's on VIA quite yet. So hold on. Let's pay a visit to the KBDFans Discord. Okay, yeah, because if it's not in VIA, I don't know where to get it. No, I bet KBDFans has it loaded up there. Here, let's see if it's here or not. Let's see. Let me download the JSON file. Blade subscribe keyboard case, flash manual. Here we go, that's it. That's what I want. Right there. That is the file that I want. Perfect. Okay, let's see if this worked. Load. Downloads. And what do you know? There it is. Okay, so it's not that it was a networking issue, it was because the file itself hasn't been uploaded in VIA quite yet, so Wow, that actually sucks, because this board is already in wide circulation, and it's still not in VIA. That sucks. That sucks big time. Let's do a quick key tester. There we go. Everything works. Hooray! Oh, there we go. Got all 4 of them out. Oh, Harlu says hello there. Hello to you as well. You go, look at that. That's what the internals look like. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. There we go. That's the screw that came out. Okay, so from the looks of it, for me looking at the top here, it does seem like we still need to put the gaskets that KBDFans has. If I'm not mistaken, where did it come from? Here we go, these are the gaskets that are needed. What an interesting shape indeed. Yeah, these guys, they're interesting. They're all the same size. Yeah, they're all the same size. Do this. Got the Mode 65 2 months ago, but still haven't built it. I actually don't know what the general consensus is about the mode. Is it good? Is it worth buying? Was it worth the hype? Because I don't know. Personally, I did not pay much attention to it. Is there any difference placing the gaskets on the PCB versus the case? You probably mean the plate. The reason being, you know, it's a lot cheaper to buy additional plates, right, than it is to buy, you know, cases. So it's better to put it on the case, so you can just swap out whatever PCB and build that you want. 3 different knotting styles. That's kind of what lured you to get it. Nice. See, Harlu is interested in the Owl Labs one. The Owl Labs one are the one with the fancy wires, right? They advertise that it won't deform, or it'll always go back to its original shape. But what if its original shape is already deformed, right? That's the gotcha. If it's already messed up to begin with, then Yeah, it does feel more substantial. Just holding it like this, it feels more substantial than the V3. Like I think this is about 300 grams heavier. It's also chunkier to hold. Like right now, when I lift it up like this, I feel like my right hand is starting to like slip. Whereas for this one's, you know, I can hold it however way I like. Go for some good food. Oh yeah, for sure. I love Taiwanese food. Like last time I was back with my wife, it was like 2017, and basically just ate out every time. Okay, let me see. Let me try and remember. What am I gonna put on this? Winter Tundra. That's what I said I was gonna put on this. There it is. So, I currently have Winter Tundra on my jelly. Look at that. I think this is gonna work much nicer on a board of this color. So that's what I'll do. Plus, I barely type on my jelly these days. It's fine. First time chat from viewer. I miss Taiwanese popcorn chicken. Nice. I like Taiwanese popcorn chicken, but it's not something that I really crave. I think the stuff that I crave when I go to Taiwan is like huajian and their lu fan and what else? It's a bunch of like random stuff that when I see it, I'm like, oh yes, let's go eat that. Beef noodle, yeah, I like mian as well, but I don't crave it. I like it, but I don't crave it. You know what I mean? Is that the right profile? Yeah, that's the right profile. Perfect. Okay. What do you guys think? Winter Tundra with the Blade 65 light blue. Pretty decent, huh? I'm actually surprised at how well it looks. Oh, that feels great. There, let's do a piping sounds here. I'm gonna turn off my audio, or my music, I mean. And I'm also gonna turn off my noise filtering system so you'll hear how noisy this room is. I like it. Sounds like ice too. That makes any sense. Oh yeah, by comparison. So yeah, I know it's nice PBT cherry versus EPBT cherry. So, you know, switches are lubed roughly about the same way. There we go. Okay, so just on those two typing tests alone, I'm gonna say that I like the sound and feel of the Blade much better than the V3. Here, I'm gonna do this one more time. This one's more muted. It's more muted even without the case foam. So I bet if I put the case foam in, it's gonna sound even more so. Let's feel like that's a little bit. It sounds so clean. Yeah, I know, right? I like it. Here, let me pull out the KBD67 Lite. And we can compare it to that. There we go. So this one is the KBD67 Lite. Basically the same switches with EPBT 9009. I'm gonna say that out of these three boards that are built just about identically, in terms of sound, I would say the Blade, the Blade 65, the Lite, followed by the V3. In terms of looks, I'm still gonna say this, V3, Lite, and then Blade. In terms of feel, oh, that's actually hard to hold. I feel like my hands are slipping. In terms of feel, I'm actually gonna do it like this. Is crisper on? No, it's not. And it's called crisp, actually. I think CRISPR is a DNA sequencing thing. But I'm gonna say that this is probably the thockiest out of the bunch. This one is still thocky, but it starts getting crisper because of the metal case. And this one is a completely different beast. So on Saturday, I'll be building the Song 65, and I'm gonna be figuring out which one I like between the Blade 65 and that. Because right now, I prefer the Blade 65 over these other two. I prefer it in almost every aspect except the looks, just because, like many have stated, I am not a fan of the skull. I'm not a fan of the skull at all. Like, I would have preferred it to be like a knife, because, you know, it's a blade, right? And I'm not a fan of these strange lines, these strange edges. But other than that, I love how it sounds, I love how it feels. Like, I was actually expecting this to feel stiffer. Like, the stiffest feeling out of these three, but I would say this board has that honor. Yeah, this one for some reason just feels a little flexier. The blade sound is smooth. I kind of want to describe it as buttery for lack of better description. Yeah, I think that would be a good way to describe it. We'll take all the skull designs. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So final thoughts and opinions. This board surprised me. Was expecting this to be another budget board because it's based off of a KBD67 Lite with a metal housing, and you know, in previous experience that has always just been mediocre. This one actually surprised me. Something to do with the case. Something to do with the case, something to do with its angles. Like, this actually has the same typing angle as the V3. I can't quite pinpoint as to what's causing the change, but this board sounds really good. Like, it's not a thocky board, which is what I'm normally used to, but I can attest that this is a good sound to me. One other thing I noticed was that it feels flexier. It feels flexier than this, which I don't know why. It just feels flexier. So sound and feel are good. Looks, I'm still very unsure about, but I'm glad that I have CannonCaps Winter Tundra, because this makes the whole aesthetic look better. I'm more accepting of the board now. Overall, if you guys are looking for a 65% that KBDFans has, I would say this might be their current best 65. Keep in mind though, it does retail for about $289, so it is not a cheap board. See, this Saturday, I'm going to be building the Song 065, which coincidentally uses the same PCB as well. So tune in on Saturday and we'll compare that board to this as well. But overall, this is a very good feeling board. Good feeling. I would highly recommend this. If someone's looking for a metal KBDFans 65% board, if you can get over its aesthetics, especially the skull on the back, this is the board to go for in terms of KBDFans selections. But alright everyone, thanks for joining in. As I said earlier, my next stream is this coming Saturday, in which I will be building the Song 065. Tune in at 1:30 p.m. BPDT to see me build it and hear my initial thoughts and opinions. For the rest of you, hope you have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye everyone.